Talking with Topher is sponsored by slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com, New Hampshire Vape Gallery, and naturalbossnh.com. More on that later. Let's get into episode 135.
At it again.
What is happening, TwT fans? It is so good to be back on this November 3rd, 2022. And how are all of you, huh? How's everybody doing out there? I hope you are doing well. Yes. Oh, man, it has been a crazy time for me. And even though I can't get into a lot of the stuff that's going on, I'll just say that I have been very busy. Very overwhelmed, and everything is taking me out of my comfort zone at this moment in time. So, I'm just doing what I think is best for me and my family, and hopefully it all goes over well with the people that unfortunately probably won't see it that way. So I've got more ahead of me, and as soon as I can disclose any information on this, I will. But I want to start off the way I always do by saying thank you. Thank you to everybody out there for subscribing and watching, giving a thumbs up, commenting. It's absolutely amazing, and that's what keeps me coming back here week after week. Of course, if you're a new subscriber, welcome. How you doing? It's good to have you here. I'm so glad you joined, and thank you for subscribing. And if you are new, right? You're just showing up, you're checking it out, you don't even know what you're getting into, hit that subscribe button, okay? Hit it, smack it, stomp on it, whatever you got to do. Please be clicking that subscribe button. It is the one thing I ask everybody to do. It is the one thing that definitely keeps me coming back week after week, and it really does help the podcast grow. Of course, share, rate, review the podcast, give a thumbs up for all the videos, and leave comments for the guests. Yes, the guests love comments, and it keeps more guests coming onto the podcast. I've got 2 more for this year, and then I'm going to do a New Year's episode with some guests, and then next year, I have no idea where it's taking me. So, it's a lot of work. I'm excited for all of it. So go ahead, subscribe, and that's what I need you to do. If you want to get more involved with the podcast, talkinwithtopher at gmail.com. That's the official email of the podcast. Maybe you want some advice. Maybe you want to tell your story. That's the way to do it. Send an email, video, audio, or typed out to talkinwithtopher at gmail.com. And I'll be looking forward to everybody who sends an email. I'll get back to you. We'll get this all figured out. Maybe you'll become a guest. Who knows what the future holds? Right now, I don't. And of course, if you want to follow me, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. I'm on all of them. Yeah, that's right. I'm on all of them. So go give a follow. I appreciate it. Again, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. And now with all that out of the way, let's get into today's episode. So, I got a lot going on right now, but the one thing I wanted to talk about right off the bat was the fact that Rick Hawn was absolutely amazing in that ring. I watched the fights on UFC Fight Pass that Friday at work. Driving home. Actually, it was at my house. It was late at night. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But he had nothing to prove, right? He had nothing to prove to anybody, and except for himself. And he was proving to himself that he could still do everything that he's been capable of doing pretty much his entire life. I mean, From being an Olympian to being in MMA to teaching judo, Muay Thai, having his own professional martial arts academy, teaching jiu-jitsu as well. This man is an animal, and I can only speak highly of him. One, because he is one of my professors, but two, he's just an amazing person, and I don't care what anybody had to say, and I didn't see anything negative, but I can only assume that there's negative people out there, saying negative things all the time. But 90% of us could never even get ourselves to the point where we were capable of getting out into that ring and actually fighting an opponent. And for Rick Hawn to go through that weight cut, make weight, get through everything, then get into that ring and make it a round and a half, I believe it was, before that guy jumped guard and put him in a guillotine, which he was holding him so strong against that cage before the weight. I'm assuming as soon as, like, the way that I saw it, and I don't know if you want to leave a comment, Rick, I would greatly appreciate it. But what I noticed was as soon as that guy put his legs down, it was like Rick was trying to adjust, because in my brain, as soon as the guy put the legs down, I think Rick needed to get to the side of his legs, right? Because he needs to get out of that guillotine. And as he was trying to circle the legs to put himself in a better position to get his head out, because when he jumped guard and was just holding him in that guillotine, you could even hear the commentator, right? The announcer, the commentator, saying that Rick is in a very comfortable position right now. He's in no danger. The way that he's keeping his head up, the way that he's digging in, the way that he's holding the other guy up on his waist, he's really in no danger until the guy puts his feet down. And of course, as soon as the announcer or commentator said that, he puts his feet down, and then you see Rick trying to move to it was my right, so that he could step outside those legs and then probably do like a judo throw or something. I don't know where he was going to go from there, but he definitely needed to get away from those legs. And as soon as he tried to, the guy dropped weight and just got his hooks in and closed up that guard again, and then just torqued on him and caused Rick to tap. That is an amazing, that in itself is just amazing, right? I mean, nobody was expecting this guy to jump guard. When he jumped, I went, no way. Is this really happening? Because the stand-up game, it did look like Rick was trying to keep his distance. He was going to try and keep it more standing than getting into the ground or grappling. And he was doing a phenomenal job of that. I mean, everything he was doing was just tip-top. I mean, to be where he is today and to still look like that just proves to me that he is the champion we all know that he is. You know what I mean? And it was just absolutely amazing, and I loved it. And I look up to him as it is, but now I just look up to him even more, because I can't even get into a jiu-jitsu competition because I'm like, I'm in too much. It hurts too bad. I don't know what's going to happen, So I really learned something from watching Rick in this fight, and that's just, he is just as amazing as I've always thought he was. And I know I'm riding his dick right now, and I can't help it. When I see amazing things, I want to tell people about the amazing things that I've seen. When I experience amazing things, I tell you all about the amazing things that I experience. Whenever anything is going great or good or awesome, I want to tell everybody about it, because I want everybody in on it, right? I want you in on the things that make us all feel good. And seeing Rick do what he did was was awesome. It was just awesome. And I give it up to Rick. You know, I don't care that he won or lost. Did I want him to win? Of course. We always want the people we know to win. But they don't. They don't always win. But when they put in 150% of themselves and they are trying to reach a goal, and you see that work that's put in, you see how it all paid off, and the fact that he had nothing to prove to anybody, I mean, you got to give it up. I mean, if you were a hater during any of this, because I was hoping that more people were just going to go watch the fights, you know, since I put out that special announcement. But if you were a person that actually was like, you know, when you put down a fighter in general, even the UFC fighters, you read the comments, oh, I should have done this, not enough stand-up, oh, so boring. You're all a bunch of fucking douchebags. You know? Some real cunts is what you are out there. Because go do it. Go do it. When you have no idea how hard that is and what it does to your body to cut the weight, to get on the scale, to get in the ring with, I think it's under 24 hours later, with very little food in the system, yeah, you're going to feel good, but you're still going to be a little broken. I know that after my first 24 hours of fasting, and I'm getting back into it, right? I finish a 5-day water fast, I'm getting back into it. I do not feel myself for at least 2-3 days. So when you're cutting weight and you're doing all this, yeah, sure, he got to go eat dinner, he got to do certain things, but you're still not yourself 100%. Now, am I speaking out of terms? Kind of, because I don't know if Rick felt 100%. But my assumption from not cutting weight, but fasting in general for long periods of time, you're really not yourself for at least 48 hours. You know, I don't start to feel normal, or what I feel is normal for myself, till a couple days later. So I had to say something about this. It's absolutely inspiring that he would do this, go through it for no other reason except to prove to himself that he could do it again. And he did. And win or lose, that doesn't matter. Because you want to be a comic, you got to get up on that stage. That's 90% of what you need to be doing, right? And if you're a fighter, you need to get in that ring. You need to be getting fights under your belt, just like you need to be getting stage time under your belt. They go hand in hand. Musicians, the same thing. You got to play your instruments. You got to sing. You got to get up on stage and in front of people, and you got to get better at it in front of people. And that's the only way to get better at it. You can train, you can practice, you can do all kinds of things for all three of those. But until you get into the ring, onto the stage, what was the third thing? Play music in front of people. You are just never going to know. You're never going to know. You're never going to know. So I give it up to Rick. Congratulations on getting in there and putting in that hard work, because it paid off, man. You inspired us all. And if you didn't win in the ring, and even though you didn't win in the ring, you won outside the ring with all of us, because you are an inspiration to all of us. So you keep it up, motherfucker, because you're killing it. And, you know, we all appreciate you. All right? Rick Hawn, we appreciate you. Now, that all being said, all right, everybody, guess what? It is that time of year again for me. So the water fast will be starting November 8th to the 12th. That's right. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. No food, just water. Water fast, 5 days. Here we go again. Number 2 of 2022. Not sure how many more of these I'm going to do after this, but if you want to join me on this one, all you got to do is send in an email. Let me know you're joining me November 8th to the 12th. No food, just water. Let's go. Don't have too much going on. I'm not as angry as I was last week. I know I was a little heated, but I had a lot of shit going on. I had a lot of tension built up. I missed a couple jujitsu classes, right? Was that last? Yeah, no, I didn't. I was just angry at everything going on. I'm very stressed with a couple things that I'm involved in right now. It's time consuming. I don't know all the answers. And I got some stuff I need to take care of before I can disclose any information. But it's very stressful. It was very stressful for me. By now I'm on the other end of everything. I've got my answers. And hopefully within the next couple weeks, I'll let everybody know what's going on. But it has just been stressful. So I was really stressed, and I couldn't believe that so many things did not go my way. And, I was just angry. I was angry, and I didn't appreciate myself for that. But, I'm not going to not release an episode because I'm like, ugh, what am I doing? That's me. That's real. And that's what I'm all about. I'm all about being real. We're not sitting around every day, all day, happy. And, nothing's through rosy glasses for me. And nothing is easy. And nothing is, okay. Everything is falling apart. Everything is tough. And it's stressful. And that's reality, I think that's lost a lot today, and it needs to come back. All of you need to understand, right? You 20-something, maybe under 20, teenager, you all need to understand that the way things are being done for you at the home and in these schools and in colleges, man, that ain't the real world. It's not the real world at all. What I go through and what most people go through today is real. No one gives a shit about your pronouns. No one gives a shit if you get hurt when someone calls you fat. No one gives a shit about you, period. And, I've been really kind of annoyed by this woe is me type of mentality today, because fuck you, woe is me. Why is it that I'm supposed to care the way that I call you something, or I'm supposed to care whether or not saying fat hurts your feelings, or why am I supposed to care about any of this shit? Because you don't give a fuck how I feel. You don't care that I don't want to use your pronouns. You don't care that I think you don't care that biology is real and there's only male or females. You don't care. So if you don't care how I feel, why am I supposed to give a shit about the way you feel? I don't honestly understand your way of thinking, right? We're supposed to be all inclusive, only when it works for you. And I'm just so sick of these fucking pronouns. I'll be honest with you. And no, I'm not mad, but what is this? Now you got snails? What is snails? What is this? Are you slow? Is that what you're saying? Like, I don't get it. It's all made up. It's all like, I feel like everybody is doing this because, like, I don't know. I feel like you're a World of Warcraft character. And instead of just playing World of Warcraft and being that character during that game, everybody thought it was a great idea to make it real. Well, that's bullshit. And you know what else upsets me about all of this is, like, when I make a mistake, the person at the other end of that mistake, right? There was a guy, long hair. I said, "Excuse me, sir." Turned around. "How dare you call me sir? I don't identify like this, like that, whatever. And I was like, oh my God. Well, from behind, you look like a dude. And I apologize for assuming, but I was just asking you to move to the side. And now we're having this thing where I did not know that you're portraying yourself as a woman because you still look like a man. And mind you, I have a problem with that. Why? Why do I have a problem with that? Because men have been ruining shit for women over 100 years, if not longer, right? Since caveman days. And here we are again, men ruining shit for women, and no one seems to care. And if women care, boy, oh boy, do I wish they would speak up more. Because I don't get it. I don't think they should be allowed to play in women's sports and win. I don't think they should be allowed to become a woman and get a fucking award for Woman of the Year. I don't think any of this is okay. And you know what I really disagree with? And I don't know what the fuck is going on. I really don't. But I really, really disagree with laws being put in place to hold parents accountable for not allowing your underage children to have sex changes or to go on hormones before they're even fully developed. And now they're making laws. There are states making laws that are going to hold you, the parent, accountable and possibly fine you and put you in jail. Now, let's see if this makes any sense, okay? Because I've said this out loud to myself and only myself. If you do not allow your underage child to take a hormone pill or go into a surgery to have a sex change, there is a possibility that a court system could fine you, I think it was up to $500, and or put you in jail for X amount of days. Now, I don't know if they're also doing the second parent, but what if there is only one parent? And now they decide that you're going to do 30 days in jail for this. Well, what happens to the kid now? Does it go into foster care and the state takes over? And the state's just going to be like, sure, here's the hormones. Yeah, I did, whatever. Go ahead and have your surgery. Or does the kid now have to go with the grandparents or someone else in the family, aunts, uncles? So you've made another way to completely break up families? I mean, I don't know about anybody else out there, but I think this is bonkers. I think it's crazy. And just like that man telling me that he goes by being called a woman, I know I've said this a million times, right? But I'm in my 40s. I didn't ever have to run into this as much as I do today. But I was being nice. I was being considerate. I just simply asked you to move over so that I could get by, because that's what we do when we're shopping. If someone's in the way, you say, excuse me. Now, should I have said, sir? Probably not. I think that's where I keep fucking up. I say, sir, I say, ma'am, but I was always told to say those things because that was the polite thing to say. It's not my fault. We're coming up in different times. And as much as I do understand that, and I do want to be more inclusive, right? But I'm not going to be made to care, because I don't. I just don't care. I just don't care. I don't want to know your pronouns. I don't want to know if you're a rainbow or a fish or a dog or a cat or identifying as a snail or he, she, them, they. Those are all ridiculous. Because I've said it a bunch of times. I'm going to keep saying it. Tell me your name. I will judge your person off of your character. And then that's it. I don't care about anything else. I don't think anything else is important. But that person had a real problem with me identifying him still as a male. I get so confused. You still look like a dude. Like you're jacked. What is that? I don't understand. I don't get it. It confuses me. I came up in a different time. Right? But no one cares about that. No one gives a shit that the things that I were taught are now not inclusive. When I was taught them, they were inclusive. So now you want me to completely change the way I've always thought, the way I was taught, and you want me to include all this other shit, but yet when I make a mistake, you can't just be like, I identify as a woman. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. All right. Well, can you move over, ma'am? Right? Because just like you can change direction, so can I. But why is it when anybody makes a mistake towards all of you, we're all held accountable? You jump down our throats like we were supposed to fucking know that you're a cat, that you're a they, them, or a snail, right? Like I knew you were a rainbow. Like I did. We don't know because it's not on our minds all day, every day. We don't give a fuck. The majority of the world today does not care and thinks that where this direction is going is a horrible direction. And why am I talking about any of this? Because I'm so tired of all of the weak people out there making everything bumper proof and safe for all of you. All the kids, all the teenagers. We keep putting up all these bumpers. And then you get people seeing a video of Marines getting gassed and going through a training. And because hazing is looked at so negatively in college, which it should be, because it kills people and it's dangerous because you're all a bunch of fucking morons under the age of 25 doing moron shit. We've all been there. I didn't go to college. I didn't get hazed, but I did some fucked up shit. Right? Some jackass shit. Pretty goddamn stupid. It may not be hazing, but it was just as stupid. But now you're like, oh, well, this is too rough on them. Are you fucking kidding me? What are we talking about here? What do you mean? I do not want my Marines or anybody, SEALs, Army, it doesn't matter. I do not want any of them to have it easy. Our government, our military needs to be the strongest that it can be. And the only way to do that is to weed out the weak. And if you fall into that weak category, too fucking bad. You don't get a fucking trophy just because. Because that's not how the world works. Nobody's giving you a fucking trophy for waking up and tying your shoes today in the real world when you've got a job. All these jobs making things accommodating to all of your needs is bullshit. It's not the way the world works, people. Because you're still people at the end of the day, so I can get away with that. But it's not the way the world works. It's the way your parents work. It's the way these institutions, these schools work. But not out here, not in the real world, not in the fucking job industry. You might be able to say, hey, this is me. This is what I am. You go to your interview and yeah, sure, go through the process. And then everybody will know how and what you are and how you, whatever. And then we'll accommodate to that. But at the end of the day, you're still going to get a customer from across the counter that may say something incorrect. And what I'm saying is instead of jumping down their throat and freaking the fuck out on them because they didn't know, or maybe they're over the age of 40 and they were brought up a different way. God forbid, right? God forbid that, yeah, I can see some improvement, but I also see a lot of backsliding with this. But God forbid that you actually think about somebody else besides yourself for once. Does anybody else not realize that this is fucking narcissistic? Me. It's all about me. The way I feel. I am not a man. I'm a woman. And you called me a man. Me. It's sad. It's really, really sad. Because at the end of the day, I truly do believe that as much as most people are consumed with what's going on in their life and with themselves, I never freak out if somebody screws up my name, right? I got called Chris for over 30 years. I go by Christopher, and I prefer Topher, if I can get it in there now. I don't want to be called Chris. Chris is dead, right? I killed him. He was an alcoholic piece of shit that did nothing but get me in trouble. Do I freak the fuck out when someone calls me Chris? Absolutely not. Because that would be narcissistic. That would be incorrect way to... No, I just look at the person and I go, can you just call me Topher? Or Christopher? I would just prefer if you didn't call me Chris anymore. I got friends that will persist and they will not stop calling me Chris. They've known me for over 30 years. Of course they're not going to call me Chris. I mean, of course they're not going to call me Christopher. They're like, Christopher? What the fuck is this? You've been Chris my entire life. Fuck you. Yeah, that's fair. But you don't think that way. And that's the part that drives me crazy. That's what makes me angry. That's what makes me not want to indulge you. Right? Because you sit there and it's all about you. And you don't care how anybody else feels. And boy, oh boy, does that piss me off. Because I'm sorry, if we keep going down this path where parents are afraid of their children and the government is backing up the children, well, just drop the nukes now. Just drop them now. Because we don't have a future if the kids are running our future. We can't get the old fucking geezers out of the chairs to make our government actually better instead of backtracking us and holding us behind and retarding us. But hey, we're going to let the kids boss around the parents. And if the parents fuck up, we're putting them in jail. Why? Because we can't put the kids in jail. So why not put the parents in jail? We got to put somebody in jail. It's insane to think of it like this. Like, what are we doing? What is happening? When I was a child, I was petrified of my father. I would specifically not do things because I was afraid he would find out. Because that's the way it should be. You should be afraid of your parents. Your parents should have full control over everything that you're doing until you're the age of 18. And even up to that point, you've only got limited amount of wiggle room because when I turned 18, I moved the fuck out because I wanted 100% of my life. I didn't want to be. But I was also with a girl that fucking told me my parents were horrible. And I believed her. And I thought that they were. And they weren't. They were just doing their best to keep me safe. But I didn't see it like that. So instead of any of the shit that you guys are doing to your parents today, I waited till I was 18 and I moved the fuck out. But now you are so quick to call child services. What the fuck are you doing? You're ruining your lives. Do you understand if you've only got one parent and you call child services on your parent, that parent winds up doing jail time? The state can choose not to give you to another family member. The state can choose to do whatever they want with you because you're not of legal age to make your own decisions. So why would you do that to yourself? It blows my mind. I don't think anybody has thought beyond a foot in front of them. And for government officials to back this up really, really blew my mind. So I don't know what to do about this, except for the simple fact that I will not engage your narcissistic narrative, right? I'm not going to engage it, you know? So, man, it doesn't, I don't know if I'm pissed because I got yelled at, but it makes me upset because I was never even given the chance to make up for my mistake, which I didn't know I was making. You know? And I think you out there, if you want all of us, right? You want all of us to include you and do this and put kitty litter boxes in fucking schools and do all this other shit, right? That's unnecessary. And you're going to a public school, so that's like a prison. That's state run. Well, the state doesn't need to supply a kitty litter box. So you have no say there, and the state should step in and be like, no, we're not indulging these children with these fantasies. We're not doing it. You're in school. You're male or female while you're here, and when you turn 18, boom, you can be whatever you want. Well, I think that should go the same route for the parents. Until you're 18, you are what I tell you are. I don't care. You can feel like that. Great. That's how you feel. When you're in school, that's not capable of happening unless, of course, you're being homeschooled. But it seems like more people are going to be homeschooling their children soon because the school systems have gone to shit. COVID fucked up all their educations, and now they want to close more schools down. They want to, teachers are going on strike. I mean, it's just a fucking mess today. So dealing with all of that on top of your narcissistic bullshit, it's a lot. We're kind of stressed out. We don't know which way's up now. I still know which way's up. I don't care. I just plow through this shit because I do believe one day it won't exist. No, because this is silly. It's absolutely crazy. You are all just making it up as you go. And the TikTok videos are evidence of it. Just anything that you feel, that's what I am today, and this is my narrative. Here's my pronoun. I don't know if anybody else agrees with me out there, and if you don't, okay, that confuses me. But if you do agree with me, man, we have got to stand up to this. Now, I don't care about a fucking cross bathroom. Don't care. I'll go piss and shit in any bathroom. It doesn't have to, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. That part does not bother me. It's just if you're going to have a co-ed bathroom, just make it all stall. All stalls. No urinals. That's what I say. Why? Because at least you can still go in and lock the door. Because I think you need to be able to go in and lock the door. right? I mean, we share bathrooms with pedophiles all day, every day, anyways. They're everywhere. Registered or unregistered, they're everywhere. So if you're a guy and you're in a guy's bathroom, boom, they're there. You're a girl in your girl's bathroom, they're there. They're everywhere. So if you have a co-ed bathroom, who gives a shit? Just have locking stalls. That's my thing. I think that's important. You know? Put them on both sides of the room, make the sinks, a little bit smaller, and put more stalls in. And just have it be done that way. That way, at least if you walk in, you can lock the door, But at the same time, it's like, doesn't that cause major issues too? Because now you're in the bathroom with a woman, and what if she's coming out of the bathroom? And I don't know. I just think all of this opens up a world of more problems and issues. I don't think everything that you're saying or doing is wrong, but it's different, and you should give us time to, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but be more inclusive, right? But don't jump down our throats when we make a mistake. I'm tired of that. And I do not think any adult disciplining their children should be fined or go to jail. And I completely disagree with surgeries on children or hormone replacement on children under the age of 18. Technically, I don't really agree with much under the age of 25. I fucked up my development. I know what it's like to have to learn all this shit for a second time because I was stupid and didn't listen to anybody, and all I did was a whole bunch of drugs that fucked me up, and then I didn't retain anything. So it's not until 6 years after giving up my addiction that I'm finally doing what I should have been doing in my 20s. So I'm 20 years behind. Don't let yourself fall behind. And I will tell you one more thing on this note. A lot of those children that change and have surgeries and do hormones, look it up. A lot of suicides. Because they made a mistake. They were not in the right frame of mind to make those decisions. So the parents were like, this is what they want. We're going to do it. And then 5 years down the road, the kid kills themselves. Because they realize that they made a mistake. Because they're just watching videos and they're like, that's cool. I want to do that. It's not cool. Okay? It's not cool. It's not a fad. You're literally changing a person's body and or structure of their hormones and their DNA. You're changing it. So for that reason, I completely disagree with this. I'm against almost all of it because at the end of the day, you just need to be a good person. Introduce yourself with your name. And if we have a great conversation, maybe then I would want to know more about you. But to come out the gate like that is just unacceptable and narcissistic. And I want nothing to do with it. Slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell it? It's right here at the bottom of the screen. Or you can click the link in the description below the video. I love this website. They have amazing products at great prices, all for you. And if you use the code TOPHER before checkout, you're going to get 10% off your entire purchase. And what better deal can you find than that this year, right? With inflation and how everything's going, prices keep going up, but not slowdowns. They're still staying the same. And now they've given me the option to give you 10% off your entire purchase. So happy holidays. This is all year round, but it's the holidays. So you need to be getting those gifts, right? Thanksgiving's right around the corner. Christmas is right after that, or whatever holiday you choose to celebrate. Maybe it's not Christmas, maybe it's Hanukkah. You're still giving gifts, right? So go to slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com and get the gifts that keep on giving. Whether it's the gloves or the sweatpants or the sweatshirts or the hats or the jacket, or maybe you want to get them towel and swim trunks because maybe they have an indoor pool and they can swim all year round. Or maybe they're living a warm climate like California where basically it never gets cold, you know? So whatever your reason is for getting gifts this year, make Slow Down Clothing the place where you're getting the gifts for everybody this year. All right? And with TOPHER promo code, before you check out, you're going to get 10% off your purchase. So go to slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com today and get all your gifts out of the way and use promo code TOPHER before you check out for 10% more off that purchase. New Hampshire Vape Gallery is located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings, where we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And feel free to give us a call, 603-814-4171. Are you tired of going to any vape shop out there, asking somebody behind the counter a question and not getting an answer? Well, look no further. New Hampshire Vape Gallery's here. We've got all the answers, and if we don't, we'll just let you know we don't. It's just that simple. We're going to be open and honest with you, and we're going to get you what you're looking for, not sell you what we think you need. All right? It's a different atmosphere in there. We've got all the disposables and all the THCO, HHCs, all the Delta 8s, all the CBDs, all the flavors, all the menthols, rechargeable and non-rechargeable disposables. We've got them in stock. And of course, if you're looking for the newest of the new of any pod device and or box mod kits, we've got it. We've got it all in stock today for all of you. And of course, don't forget, it's the holidays. Yes, Thanksgiving's coming up. Get your holiday list done and go get what they're looking for today at New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings, where we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And feel free to give us a call, 603-814-4171. And as always, I look forward to seeing you there. NaturalBossNH.com. That's NaturalBossNH.com. Are you looking for more things to get people? You want some stocking stuffers? You're going to get them right here. All these products make great stocking stuffers for this year's holidays. That's right. Whether it's the body balm, the lip balm, the salve, or the beard oil. All of these products, including the foot and body soak, are absolutely amazing. Some of the best products I've ever used. They're small business, which makes great products. It's woman-owned, woman-run, amazing. I stand behind NaturalBossNH.com because they have great products, great prices, and now you can get them for the people that you love. Stick them in those stockings, wrap them up, and pass them around with the dreidel. Whatever you're doing this holiday season, get Natural Boss products, okay? I love them. I live by them, and you should too. So go to NaturalBossNH.com and buy one or all 5 of these products today. All right, we're going to get into some Topher's topics. Let's do this. I got some serious things and I got some fun stuff. All right, these are going to be quick and short because I got to get going. And let's see here. Bloop. All right, so this pisses me off, right? I'm tired of humans just treating animals like shit. I wish, hold on, let me fix this. This is when I wish people could be treated like they treat animals. Right? I really do. You beat and torture a dog, a cat, any type of animal, anything. You're just doing it to do it. I think it should be done to you. You treat animals poorly, well then, I think you should be treated poorly. This is disgusting. I don't agree with it. Now, was I an asshole when I was a child and blew up some bullfrogs and did some stuff when I was a kid? Yeah. I feel horrible about that now. I'm not happy about it, and I don't even know what that was. But, you know, at 10, 11, 12, you got a lot changing in your body, and all of a sudden you get aggression, you get anger, you just got a lot going on. And I like to blow things up. And instead of blowing up my Hot Wheels like I was doing, I decided to go to the pond behind my house and do it to frogs. I should have had somebody put a firecracker in my mouth. Yep. Because I was that piece of shit. I just totally forgot about that until now, but I didn't forget about it. And I even did that to my Cocker Spaniel. You know, she would be outside and I'd bang on the window and rah, 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 rah. Like, just a shitbag kid. So, but not an adult, right? I was never mean to any of the animals as I got into my 20s and I got older. And, but when I was a child and a teenager, yeah, it was more fun. It was fun, right? We were having fun. I was trying to see, you know, how mad I could make my dog before it bite my face. But I also didn't think of the other end of that. What if the dog did bite my face and then my parents got rid of the dog? The dog didn't even do anything, right? So I'm so glad that didn't happen. But that's something that could have happened. That dog could have bit my face because I was teasing it, and then my parents would have gotten rid of that dog. Because the dog bit their son. No. I mean, yes, but it was my fault, right? So, I don't know. This pisses me off, though, because people that breed, do it better, you know? Do it better. I hate this. 27 dogs removed from New Hampshire home due to deplorable conditions, Monadnock Human Society says. And let's just watch the video on this. I mean, what are we doing here? And who does this? Like, do you have to have a license to breed? Because if you do, then maybe we need to be better at checking up on the people who have licenses. And maybe they did, and that's why they got caught.
More than 24 dogs are safe this morning after being rescued from what the Monadnock Humane Society calls deplorable conditions. 14 of the 27 Labrador retrievers removed from a breeder are puppies, and 7 of them are still nursing. The Humane Society says it's overseeing all care for the dogs as the case continues, which could cost more than $7,000 a week.
When you get to look into the eyes of these animals, knowing where they came from and where they are now, and hopefully where they will be, it makes our jobs incredibly rewarding.
Yeah, the breeder is now charged with animal neglect. Depending on how this case goes, there is a chance he could get the dogs back. We'll keep you updated.
No fucking way. No way. Why would they give the dogs back to this person or people? I hope not. You shouldn't be allowed to get the dogs back, right? Do you understand where I'm coming from this episode? This shit is fucking retarded. Absolutely 100%. So you're going to sit there and tell me that you can do this to these animals, and then you can go to court, and then there's still a chance that you'll get these animals back after everybody knows that you did this to them. Is that not fucking retarded? Is it not? I don't understand. To hold back. I think this is awful. that person should be treated the exact same way they're treating the dogs. No questions about it. And as for the dogs going back to that person, that should never happen. And if they do have a breeder's license, I think it should be taken away from them. And everybody should know when their name comes up, they can never get a license again because they treated the animals so poorly that they had to be rescued. Some of them had to be brought back to health. And then you're going to sit there and be like, yeah, well, there's a chance the person could get it back. Wow. If that is not fucking wrong. I mean, God, that makes me so angry. All right. Next one. Massachusetts mother and son hospitalized with severe liver damage after eating mushrooms they foraged for dinner. Hey, everybody. I'm going to tell you this right now. You need Google in your life. We all have phones, right? We all have phones. Well, you have a lens that has a way of searching the internet on your phone, through your camera, through your search bar on your Google Pixels, wherever. There is now a lens that will search shit for you. Any shit. Plants, mushrooms, product, UPCs. They'll even bring you to the fucking website of where you can buy the products. So, hey, not sure if you didn't have service where you were, but if you're going to go out foraging for mushrooms that are extremely poisonous, most of them can kill you, they will, you should, I wouldn't even touch the mushroom because sometimes just the oil from the mushroom gets into your skin and can either poison you or cause you to hallucinate, depending on what type of mushroom it is. But you should take a picture of it and see what the internet shows you, because now we're not looking for a disease or I don't have any pain, so it's not going to be cancer and death. But it's going to pull up that strain of mushroom and it's going to tell you whether or not it's capable of being eaten. Okay? So with that PSA out of the way, let's see what they have to say. I mean, Jesus Christ, everybody. What are we doing?
Happening today, UMass Medical Center in Worcester is warning the public about eating mushrooms that are found in the woods, all because a Massachusetts mother and her son nearly died earlier this month. Doctors say the family lives in Amherst, but are originally from Malaysia, and they went foraging for mushrooms to cook for dinner and got violently ill after eating these white ones you're looking at here. Now, they were originally hospitalized in Northampton, but then they were rushed to UMass because they were suffering, both of them, from life-threatening liver damage. Doctors at UMass then ended up contacting a toxicology expert who recommended an experimental new drug. That drug worked for the boy, but the mom needed a liver transplant, which she did receive. Today, she's doing great, and the good news is she is going home. It is an incredible story, and now we've learned UMass is going to be sharing more details about their story at a news conference slated for later today, which we will be at.
No. That mother is not doing okay. She had to have a liver transplant. Holy shit. Now, hold on. Here's something to go off of. She had to have a liver transplant. That's one less liver for somebody else who needed it. So who did she just take a liver away from? Right? Imagine that. Imagine that. You're on the waiting list for a liver. And this woman who decided not to check to see if a mushroom was safe to eat fucks her liver up, shows up, and they do an emergency liver transplant, and now you die because that liver was actually for you, but they did it this way instead. If that's not a problem, and we're going to get to hear her story, how about what? How stupid you are for just going out and foraging mushrooms and just cooking them up and eating them? Wow. I don't think this story ended well at all. If anything, she probably didn't even learn her lesson. Thank God the kid was younger and the body probably fought it off a lot better. But, man, you have an entire computer in your hand at all times. Fucking use it for something else besides trying to go viral, people. Shit. Oh, man, I just, that poor person that needed a liver at the same time that she did. I'm telling you, somebody else is still waiting, or they're not with us anymore because they chose to go this route. What a bummer. I mean, I don't know. I just fucking can't stand this shit. All right, I thought this was really neat. This is a bunch of Twitter stuff. This at TANSUYEGEN. I started following this guy. I love his tweets. It is the craziest shit I've ever seen. He's also the same one that I got the breathing robot from. So check this out. I had no idea. I knew that we were going to have a way to shop in stores without checking out. I didn't know how they were doing it. I have to play this video without sound. God damn that. All right, so the lady is walking through the shopping, and then she goes to put something in. Look at Alexa. This is what you do if you need help. You're putting items in, and it's scanning the items as you put them in. Doesn't matter if you throw them or place them. And as soon as you take an item out, boom, it takes it off. Each item is shown its Amazon reviews, right? So you got all the stars, what it costs. You put it in the cart, it bills you, and then you are all set. As you're getting to the door, it says, "Are you ready to check out?" You click the "I am all set" button, and then boom, it charges your account. You walk out of the store and load up your car. So I guess you're gonna have to have your own like shopping bags. You're gonna have to bring your own shopping bags. You know, I keep mine in my trunk, so I guess it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I don't really bring mine into stores because I have them all in my trunk, and as I go shopping, I just start filling them up from the cart. And then when I get home, I got 3 shopping bags full of groceries that I bring into the house. Do I still use most of the plastic bags and everything? Yeah, I do, but you know, that's what I do to make my life easier. But crazy, right? It knows when you take an item out. It knows when you're putting an item in. Just really cool. But my question is, how much are those carts? And how smart are they? You know, if somebody throws the cart, right? Like, because the carriages get the shit kicked out of them, right? They get hit by cars when they're getting pushed into the building. You know, they're getting all beat up in the wheels and they get smacked around. How long before somebody messes up one of the computers and it doesn't work properly? And what if you were like, thought you were taking stuff out and it started double scanning it, and then you go to say, "No, I want these removed," and it's like, "We charged you." Nah, like I do believe we could run into quite a bit of issues with these carriages that scan stuff, but the overall idea of it is nice, because I will tell you, sometimes I'm just running into a store, grabbing a couple items, and then you get up front and there is not one fucking line that doesn't have 7 people in it with tons of shit in their cart, and you're holding a banana and a drink, and all you want to do is get out the door. And they don't have self-checkout or anywhere else you can go, and now you're stuck in line. So it'd be so much better what if they started doing that on the little baskets? Right? You dropping the shit in the little baskets, And then I walk to the door and I get to walk out because it's like, are you all set? And I'm like, yes. You know? So I think this idea is great for somebody who's coming in and getting out quick and doesn't want to be stuck in line. I also think it's great if you're doing the same thing when you're shopping like I am. Like, I'm getting in, I'm getting my shit, I'm getting to self-checkout, and I'm getting out of there. I'm not wasting my time. I don't have time to waste today. So, because of that, I'm for it. But because of all the reasons that thing could go wrong, or the fact that it's going to put hundreds of thousands of people out of work, you know, that makes me kind of against it. So, I mean, all this technology, I'm kind of on the fence with, right? Technology is supposed to make everything better. It doesn't. Somebody's got to program it. Somebody's got to make sure it's running properly. And somebody's got to be there for when the glitches happen and when shit goes wrong. And because of all of that, I think, you know, just like driving cars, we've got a lot of time that we need to wait before any of this actually gets implemented 100%. But it looks like they're going to start doing it, and they didn't say what store this is, so I'm assuming it's probably like a Whole Foods that's been completely transformed over to an Amazon only since Amazon bought Whole Foods. So I'm assuming it's a Whole Foods. All right, my next one is this guy right here. Dude, people are so awesome. So this guy is on a subway train, which I don't go on the subway, but from what I hear about everybody else being on the subway, this is exactly how it goes almost always. And yeah, it's never without characters on the subway, you know?
Bro, you recording me? Bro, don't record me.
Huh? What? Yeah, let me play that for you one more time.
Bro, you recording me? Bro, don't record me.
But you're on the subway with a microwave on your head. How am I not supposed to film you? And you don't want to be filmed or noticed? You're wearing a microwave on your head. What? What are we doing? What do you mean? If you do not want to be filmed today, you do not leave the house with a microwave on your head. You just don't do it. No. I'm going to film you. I'm going to take pictures. I'm sharing this shit with my friends. So, no, you don't get to open that up and tell me not to film you. I can't even see that it's you. I didn't even know it was you until you opened up the microwave door. That's when I knew it was you. Right? Otherwise, I'm just filming a crazy person with a microwave on their head in the subway. Where is this world going? Right? Now imagine that guy fighting a war for us. You don't want it, do you? No. Neither do I. No. So this soft individual who's wearing a microwave on their head doesn't want to be filmed, but it's probably somebody who said that those people were being bullied for singing happy birthday and getting gassed. This is what I believe all the chatter is on Twitter. This is them. These are the people that everybody's listening to. This motherfucker with a microwave on his head. Do better, everybody. Do better. You know who's not on Twitter yelling and screaming and doing all that stupid shit? Well, me, right here. But there's a lot more like me than there is like that. And, we're listening to the people with microwaves on their head sitting in the subways asking not to be filmed because they're screaming the loudest on Twitter. You know, that's what I think. And no, I don't care if it hurts your feelings. I will not be inclusive. Ah, shit. And now this one. This is wild. I don't even know where this is coming from, how it's happening, or what causes this. There was no information. Check this out. This is a mountainside. There is fire and flames and all pouring off the top of the mountain down the side of it. And just look at that. Look at all that heat. That's all fire. Just falling. A fire waterfall. I don't know, like I said, whether or not this is a volcano or if there's lava flowing, but even if there is this what happens when it falls? Okay, so over the last couple years, we've watched a whole bunch of, I'm going to let that play while I talk. A whole bunch of volcanoes go off, right? And I've seen the rivers of lava that it creates, and we've been watching it go into the ocean. None of it looked like that. That looked like water and mist. That is fire and fire mist coming off of that mountain. So, like I said, I don't know what causes this, and I don't know how dangerous this is to what's down below, if it's setting fire to other things. I'm not sure of a whole lot of stuff going on here, but you have to admit, it's really beautiful. The way that it first comes off the mountain when it replays in just a moment, when it first comes off that mountain, it is wild looking. Check it out. Look at that. I mean, I think it is lava, but I just don't know what's causing all the fire mist. Maybe it's as it's going over and it's hitting the rock mountain. You know, there's like ledges coming out. So as it pours down, it hits and it sprays. And then it goes down and it hits and it sprays. And it's just causing this fire mist. But I thought it was just... Actually, I thought it was really beautiful. I really did. You know, I was like, holy crap, I can't believe that is fire. But it is. But it's beautiful. Which is crazy, because fire is dangerous. And I don't want to lose my house in a forest fire, right? I hope nobody loses their house because of this. But it is beautiful to see. Really crazy. So I thought that was all fun. I wanted to kind of end this one on a little bit lighter of a note. I've been getting heavy the last couple weeks, and I understand that's probably annoying to a lot of you out there. But here's the thing. I want to be real with everybody. All right? So that's the way it needs to be. I'm going to be heavy. I'm going to be real. And if that's not something that you're capable of dealing with, then it's okay. You know, you don't have to subscribe. You don't have to watch. You don't have to listen. That's your choice. Same goes with everything else today. If you don't like somebody, don't watch them. Don't listen to them. You know, we need to stop all this rubber bumper bullshit for everybody. We need to stop this inclusiveness of everything for everyone. Everything's acceptable. I don't think that is 100% true. And we just need to be kinder to one another. Somebody makes a mistake, you have to allow them to make the mistake, but you can also use it as a teaching moment. Instead of just yelling and screaming, and I'm not telling you not to feel the way you feel, but if you don't explain to people, sometimes they'll dig their heels in even more, because now you're just telling them to do something, and none of us in America will be told what to do. It is my right. It is my American freedom that allows me to speak this way. It's my rights as an American to speak this way. So therefore, you can't tell me, or You can't, yeah. So therefore, you can't tell me how I should or should not speak. Because if we don't have freedom of speech, we don't have anything. Socialism is horrible. Dictatorship is not something that works. I mean, look at China right now, on a side note. I call him XI. I think it's Zing, Z. I don't fucking care. This guy is getting a third term, and everybody is freaking out. Why? Because they don't want to be under a dictatorship anymore. I'm telling you, what you are all asking for, you're going to realize when you're older it was the wrong decision. Yeah, you can do everything that you're doing now and whatever. But in 20 years, you're going to look back and be like, I get it now. I get it now. But that's going to be 20 years too late. So I think it's time for everybody to wake up now. Wake up now, okay? And figure it out and stop being narcissistic and only caring about you. The world is not revolving around you. The world is revolving, and we are all on it. So let's figure out how to get through all this together and in harmony. Right? So that's my message today. Love one another. Care for each other. But the way we're going today is never going to end well if it keeps going this way. And if our government just keeps encouraging it, then we're going to wind up with no rights, no freedoms, under a dictatorship because they keep listening to all of you. And to me, that's retarded. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I enjoyed being here this week, as always. I want to thank everybody out there for subscribing and watching. I appreciate all of you. Thank you again to all the new subscribers. Give a thumbs up for the videos and share, rate, review the podcast. Of course, if you're new, then you need to be subscribing. You're just stopping by, click that subscribe button, all right? It's the one thing I'm asking everybody to do. It is the most important thing you can do for the podcast, and so go ahead and hit that button. I appreciate it, and of course, if you want to get more involved with the podcast, maybe you want advice, maybe you want to get your story out there, maybe you want to be a guest, who knows? talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. Go and send in your email, audio, video, or type it out, okay? Again, that is talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And if you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Again, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. I'm on all the social media, so go follow. I appreciate it. And I hope everybody out there has an amazing Thursday. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Remember, be kind to one another, okay? Yeah, that's right. I'm telling you to be kind to one another. And as always, I will talk to you later.